Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Today we have Marvel's What If. This is the brand new series. It just premiered minutes ago. It's about almost 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I just finished watching it, and I'm doing this one early, right as I can see it. This is a series. It's not just a movie or a thing, but it's Marvel's first Marvel Cinematic Universe in-universe animated series. Yes, this is all about alternate realities, but as we already know, when it comes to things we've been dealing with WandaVision and her ability to manipulate reality, and Loki especially, and his trip through the multiverse, well, What If examines what all those various universes in the multiverse are made of, and what happened in them, what makes them so different, and it's this is barely touching the surface. This 33-minute episode is fully animated, but it feels as lively as the films that we're so used to. This also stars a lot of the voices you'll recognize from the films and the series. Peggy Carter is played by Haley Atwell, which we all know from, of course, the Peggy Carter series, and also from all the Captain America films. It's the love of Steve Rogers' life, and this story is very much Captain America: The First Avenger, but in a very different way. We don't get Captain America; we get Captain Carter. Yes, they could have gone with Captain Britain, Captain UK, whatever, but Captain Britain, as many Marvel fans know, is a very different character with a very different origin, and I have a feeling someday we might see that character in the MCU. Never know. Uh, he was kind of more. I can't say he's more of a related to the X Men. He is definitely related to the X Men in some way, but not completely. His sister's in the X Men. So, anyway, well, I should say, well, Captain Britain's a female now. Anyway, that's the comics. But speaking of comics, What If has been a comic for decades now. I think it began in the 60s or late 60s, maybe early 70s. Always exploring different versions of iconic moments in even Marvel's very young history. Trying to see what would happen what if Aunt May died instead of Uncle Ben? So when it came to Spider-Man, or any very different variations here and there. What if different heroes took up different roles and everything else? Well, of course, in this one, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but you've probably seen the trailers, and you can see right here what we get when Peggy Carter ends up taking on the Super Soldier Serum, and takes on the mantle, the shield, everything else. Like I said, Haley Atwell's Peggy Carter. We get what can I say his last name? Dominic. We get Sebastian Stan as Bucky. We get the man who played Russell Marquand is the man who played the Red Skull in the Avengers. The Avengers. Man, it's late. The Avengers Infinity War. When he played Red Skull, they didn't get the other guy who played him. I know it's late and my brain doesn't work. I'm sorry. But yeah, Russ Marquand, which you might know from The Walking Dead. He's the guy who, if you haven't watched The Walking Dead, I'm not going to spoil that either, but if you know who Russ Marquand is, well, yeah, he's the guy who did the voice for Red Skull here and in the Avengers films. Well, except for the first Captain America. Toby Jones plays Arnim Zola. Even Stanley Tucci returns as Dr. Erskine. So yeah, there's a lot of familiar voices throughout this, and you're going to find that a lot of the actors did reprise their roles in future episodes. The only ones, for the most part, who didn't return are Chris Evans for Captain America and Robert Downey Jr. for Iron Man. But yeah, it is what it is. They are rather expensive these days, but yeah, it still works out. The story, the animation is beautiful, very fully, lushly painted backgrounds, with I know it feels like it's motion captured in some ways. Maybe it is. I don't know. But it's very fluidly, richly animated. It's got it's 3 dimensional. It has a 2 dimensional surface, but it is animated in a 3 dimensional way. Just seeing Peggy move in action with the shield through a scene, they do take so many advantage. They take advantage of so many opportunities to see her fight her way through so much. And because yeah, we got 33 minutes, they don't go through a whole lot of backstory and like how does she suddenly know how to fight, flip and throw the shield and everything else. There's no time for montages and how to learn how to fly, throw a shield or fight bad guys. She just knows how to throw a punch, which I would imagine even a non-super soldier Peggy, she very much well knows how to do that. She's not one to take those things, take any attack lightly. Although she does, some people underestimate her, obviously, in this. She's lucky to be in the room. She's told, the sexism of the olden days. Anyway, this is very much a rise of a new hero, and she is also, from what I've been told, this is not really a spoiler, but she has a story to be told in every season to come of What If. We only have 10 episodes in this first season, but there are many stories already in the works for multiple seasons. I don't know when they're going to be arriving, but she has more stories to be told. I don't know if everybody else does, but she's kind of the one holding things together. And when we saw this sneak preview for the first time at the D23 Expo in 2019, so long ago, almost 2 years to the day, almost just about within a week or so, almost 2 years exactly. She was the one who stepped out on stage to say, hey, I'm still part of this universe. I'm still very happy to be Peggy Carter and getting to play Peggy Carter in a whole new way. So it's fun. For me, the What If stories have always been fun because there's really there are rules, but they don't have to. They aren't stuck with the existing continuity. Yes, thematically things need to sort of retain that attitude, the same feel. Like the story just has to be told in a different way, and it's in this case obviously, hey, we get Captain Carter instead of Captain America, and it's still about a person who is good on the inside, and it comes out. It makes them who they are on the outside. The serum and the process and everything else brings that out physically. And as we saw when it came to a certain guy taking the super soldier serum in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, things don't always work out the way you expect, the way you hope. So I highly encourage you, if you're a Marvel fan, to check this out. I'm a humongous fan, and I've always loved like I said, I love the What If stories because it's an entire story that can be told in one issue. In this case, one episode. I don't know if they might have multi-parters in the future. I don't know, but these kind of stories lend themselves to being finite, and you'll see a lot of parallels to what we already know, but it's just, I think this is just a fun romp. And as I said before, though, this is still canon. It is still part of the MCU. Technically, it should be called the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse. So it technically should be MCM. And this is this is the greatest example of the MCM since, well, Loki, really expanding upon these things. So, if you love animation, the action in this is amazing. If you know the films really well, there's a lot of familiar faces, voices, and settings that you'll enjoy, and hints at things to come. So, yeah. I mean, we're going to eventually get a story for just about every character we know and love in the Marvel Universe, and to me, that's exciting. Let's just have more stories, even characters that we know are dead now. Um, Dead. We get it through animation. Things that we couldn't necessarily do in live action can be done in animation. And yeah, I again, without spoiling anything, I still, you have to love this if you're a Marvel fan. It's kind of a weird little dream come true. It's one of the things I've been most excited about more than almost any of the other series. I love Loki and Falcon and WandaVision and Moon Knight and everything else that's to come, but this is has a whole lot of potential. So let's check tomorrow's episode.
153.
Okay, 153. 153. Okay, well, this is sort of a little tie-in. We've done one of these in this series before. It is a documentary. It's not a series, but there's a series of individual documentaries that all have the same theme about draining the ocean. And in this case, and what ties into the episode here is this Drain the Oceans World War II. So yeah, that's what we're seeing next. Drain the Oceans World War II on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.